In the 1966 Hugo Awards vote for Best Series All Time, this series, The Lensman, got second to Asimov's Foundation series. Now, Triplanetary is book one in this series, but it's not originally, actually. So this was serialized in 1934 and reworked as part of Lensman, a Lensman prequel, specifically in 1948. Galactic Patrol, which is now number 3 in the series, was the first written as part of that series. And in a lot of ways, I hear that's still the best place to start because this just is just a weird reworking. And then the novel that follows this just connects Galactic Patrol to this novel. So maybe start with Galactic Patrol, especially since I can just say outright that I didn't enjoy this very much, unless you want some really pulpy action, I guess. I mean, it's space opera. It is E. Doc Smith. He is the father of space opera. But it is about kind of like pirates in space. The liner Hyperion is participating in interplanetary commerce. And this commerce is plagued, by pirates, of course. His pirates are led by Gray Roger, a supposed surviving adept of the North Polar Jupiter, but is really an Adorian, which is an evil alien in long conflict with the Arisians. The latter are considered benevolent and have undertaken a eugenics program on humans to make them weapons in the war. They do so with two lines, the Kinnison line, realized in Kimball Kinnison, and the other realized in Clarissa McDougall. This one distinguished by red bronze auburn hair and unusually colored gold-flecked tawny eyes. This is a bunch of setup. We have no faster-than-light travel, no anti-gravity, and these two lines are important to the forming of the Triplanetary League of Earth, Mars, and Venus, hence the name Triplanetary. The various chapters go over episodes of this big war that humanity is clueless of, and these take place in Atlantis, Nero's Rome, World War I, World War II, and then nuclear World War III. And these historical times, we get characters from the most important family, or rather a family that's descendants that will be more important in the galactic conflict. The story starts with space combat that is very much in the classic space opera vein, and it's just nice to see how old such things are and how they kind of are still around, though again, the gravity things, generally not. Conway Costigan and Cleo Marsden find themselves taken by Gray Roger, and things only get more complicated with the alien race of Nevians coming and attacking both pirates and triplanetary forces. The Nevians are an amphibious race looking for iron, and Conway is good at everything, a classic hero that's rather boring. Cleo is there to be saved, and the relationship seems forced, even though I've read an essay where Smith speaks against such silly relationships, and yet he's guilty of it himself. So apparently this didn't seem forced to him. And so I feel like I've read a lot of pulp. I like pulp stories, and a lot are very thought-provoking or astounding even. See the joke I made there. Anyways, this is not. Maybe it was once upon a time, but in a lot of ways I feel like it hasn't aged well, and that's been the general opinion I've heard of people, from those who read it when they were younger and read it again later, or just people who read it for the first time. This is just not that great. And I might continue the series at some point, with like First Lensman or whatever, but it just wasn't that entertaining. The humans are rather silly, and the conflict could be avoided. The Nevians are cool, and I like that. I like his aliens. And again, it has some aspects of space opera, hence why he's the father of it. But overall, it's just probably not worth your time. You could probably avoid this one. So, anyways, it's a nice piece of history at least. So, Leon's from Liam Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.